So we got a bunch of projects we're working on, but we're starting off the day by just kind of looking around. All the stuff we have to be grateful for.
Yeah.
Look at our pretty little goat girls.
Good baby girl.
He's the goat whisperer. Well, we got to do something with all that beautiful basil that we just picked. We're going to do something with it a little later on. First, we've got to get these tomatoes going, and I'm going to add my seasonings to them. I've already got the tomatoes in my roasting pan. I use a big roaster to do big quantities. So I'm going to turn you down here so you can see what I'm doing. And we're going to get this sauce, well, we're going to turn the tomatoes into a sauce. It's going to be our marinara for the pantry for this winter. Y'all, this roasting pan is full. Just giving everything a quick stir. I mean, there's nothing else in here, it's just the tomatoes. We're getting ready to do the fun stuff now. First thing I want to add is my fresh ground pepper. Now, you can use regular pepper, whatever you have. I prefer to use fresh ground because I can control the size of the granules simply by turning the knob on top. Isn't that beautiful? Joel made that for me. We like ours with a little bit more kick to it. So I add quite a lot. That's good for right now. Next, we need to take care of our garlic. We have to free them from the little paper prisons that they're in. Easiest way to do that. Take a knife, give it a slap. And paper just comes right off. And it's important that you don't skip this step, because if you leave the paper on, it tends to make your sauce, or whatever you're doing with fresh garlic, rather bitter. And into our little garlic press. And then guys, you'll notice as I'm working through these things, you'll see that a lot of the tools that I have are nicer for people with arthritis, like me. Hey, look who's here. Hi. We're looking toward winter and all the things that we need to do to get this place prepped for winter. I'm not so sure that I'm a believer in long-range forecasting, but if I were, I'd probably be a little nervous this year because it's supposed to be an intense one. You're also going to see as I go through this, y'all, maybe your taste buds are different. For us, we like a little bit of heat, not scorching, a lot of flavor, and we do a lot of garlic. but that garlic is in several different forms. Once I get my seasonings in here, this is going to be simmering for about 3 hours. So at about an hour, I'm going to add in some more garlic. But the basil that I picked, that's not actually going to go in until right about the last 30 minutes of the simmer. I don't want to break the basil down with the heat so much that it becomes bitter. I want to keep it pretty and bright. Now I'm adding garlic salt. This is the only salt form that I'm going to be adding to this. So I can't say that it is a low sodium, but it is a lower sodium. The salt helps to balance out the acidity. And I've got some granulated garlic here. It's humid back in my pantry. All right. Now we go a little crazy. Let's see. I'm going to add some red pepper flake. Just a pinch. Just enough to know it's there. I don't have any fresh oregano on hand, but I've got this Italian blend. Don't beat me up too badly. Since it's already dried, I can add this in now. It won't bitterize. I'm going to add just a little bit of turmeric to it. That gives it a nice bright taste. It's also good for you. Okay. I'm going to add in some fennel seed. I am not breaking them up first. The heat's going to break them up. So I don't need to do that. Get everything a good stir. Y'all, it's already smelling like a little Italy in here. So all we're going to do now is just put the lid on it. So good. You know, I messed around and worked my lid. That's it for right now. Now we let the heat do the magic. We'll stir it occasionally. But it's time to see what else we can get into. It has been about an hour. So I'm getting ready to add some more garlic. Because again, we're kind of freaky about our garlic up in here. You might not want to add as much garlic. It's a taste. You know, it's to taste, whatever you want. We like a lot of it. So I'm adding another layer of flavor in now. Whoa. That's going to be good. And for the next hour or so, I'm actually going to be cooking it with the lid off so that it starts to really thicken up. Nobody likes a watery marinara. I don't add any, and I know some people do, I don't add anything like cornstarch or anything like that to thicken up my sauce. Just plain, simple heat. Oh, and I wish we had smell-o-vision. The other thing I'm going to do with mine, maybe you don't want to do this, but I am going to take my immersion blender and I'm going to get it less chunky. I'm going to make it a lot smoother because we like a smoother sauce. Not completely smooth, but smoother. I still want to add some more garlic. This is a good, easy thing to do while I'm waiting for the epoxy to dry on the other project I got going. Be watching for that one. You guys asked for it. I'm bringing it to you. And some of you are going to be asking, where's the onion, Lauren? The onion is far, far away from here. I am highly allergic to them. But not to garlic. Isn't that weird? So, if you want to add onion to yours, go right ahead. Dice it up. Throw it in. There's nothing wrong with that. And I just want to do a real quick taste of our flavor profile here. Get this all stirred up. I'm gonna do a little sample. That's going to be good. Holy cow, that's going to be good. All right, guys. That's it. Gonna let her simmer for another hour. Okay. Back in a little bit. It has been about 3 hours. And we are ready to immersion blend this, what is soon to be the best marinara I've ever made, down into a smoothness. Woo-hoo-hoo. Look at that. So now I'm going to clean up my area, get a towel laid out, get my jars ready to go. We're going to start canning it. Get it done. All right, we have our station all set up here. Making sure that everything is super clean. We're going to start ladling off our sauce. I'm going to try really hard not to make a dadgum mess all over the kitchen. I've got my My lids are sterilizing right now. I'll be ready to go in just a couple of minutes. About as much time as it takes for me to fill these jars. I'm doing quarts and pints. Pints are what we need for a typical pizza night. I'm going to fill to 1-inch headspace, which is just to the bottom of the ring on the jar. Don't get all over me. I know what I'm doing here. Don't get all over me. I can hear you yelling at me in the comments already. Just relax. I'll get to it. It smells divine. Easy cheesy. I got a little full on that one, so I'm gonna have to correct that. You don't want to overfill your jars because during the pressure canning, they can blow up. You do not want explosive marinara. Now, so I knew you were getting all over me about this. So I'm just getting a paper towel and making sure that these rims are clean. I'm also feeling for any imperfections. It is so important to keep everything clean. You don't want any chance of bacteria getting in and messing up your goodness. So I didn't prep enough jars, and that's okay. What I'm going to do is package this up, package the remaining up, and pop it in the freezer, and I'll use it right away. Finger tight, guys. Now this is the easy part. I'm going to take my handy dandy rack, pop it right down in the water without losing the handle, like I just did. Ah, that's ingenuity. I'm going to start off doing my quartz first. So the water is up to boiling. I'm going to put the jars in here. Put about an inch of space between them. Now I'm just doing the quartz right now. Because quartz and pints take 2 different times to process. We're going to let it rock and roll, do its thing. Now my timing doesn't actually start until the water comes back up to a full boil, and then I start my timer. I shorted myself on sterilized jars, so what I did, I was only 3 pints short, so I went ahead and I packaged up the remaining marinara sauce, and I've got it marked to use that right away. And believe me, as good as it smells, I'm not going to have any problems figuring out what to do with it. All right, we're going to check back after this is done processing. All right, so the quartz are getting ready to come out. Onto a nice clean towel. Ouch. Now I was going to pressure can these, but I have to look and I studied it a little bit, and because of the high acid content, it's perfectly okay to water bath can. Now we're going to put very gently our pints in. All right. Then we're going to bring it back up to heat again. Then we're going to go another 35 minutes. Now, if you are like a higher elevation, you want to increase your canning time by 5 minutes for every 1,000 feet you are above sea level. We're just going to wait and listen for these to do the magical pop, pop, pop. That's how we know we've got a really good seal. Okay, and that's about the whole of it. Putting up marinara sauce for the winter. This is not going to be enough to get us through the winter. So I'll be doing more, but I wanted to bring you along and show you just how absolutely easy it is to build your pantry with literally pennies. And you've got good food for the winter. So I hope you enjoyed this. Oh, and hey guys, I wanted to mention, go ahead and check to make sure that you're still subscribed, not only to our channel, but to all of your favorites. Kind of a little weirdness going on. Just people getting randomly unsubscribed from channels, so check to make sure that you're still good. And God bless you. Keep that attitude of gratitude. Keep looking up. Say thank you. Do that often. And then even more. And we will catch you on the flip. See ya.